guys. So a pretty big dilemma here for FPL managers is to what to do with Haaland. Haaland hasn't been in form as of lately. You look at his previous performances, he hasn't really picked up much more than 2 points, and that's very concerning, honestly, because he's a 15.6 million player. You can easily afford lots of players like Mabuemo, Jota, or sorry, not Jota, Luis Diaz, Salah, all in that same price range as long as you just sold him. So it's a pretty difficult thing to look at if it's to sell him because he is that player. If you look into his starting the season, he picked up over like 50 points in one game if you triple captains and everything. So it's a pretty difficult thing to do as it's not really easy to make that decision to either keep or sell him. So I will tell you, from my opinion, from how I view it, I think he is a premium price player. So I think the best thing you can do in this situation is just to keep him. And, you know, he's out of form, but he has a lot of favorable matchups coming up for City or, game week coming up. He's got Southampton. He's got Southampton in week 9. He's got a couple other, really easy teams. He didn't perform too well against Wolves, again, 2 points with the Wolves and Fulham. He's also got Bournemouth coming up and Brighton, which are three ranked. I don't think that Bournemouth game should be like a too difficult game, but Brighton, they have been really good this season. So I think that is another game. If he's not in form, he will pick up 2 points. But this Southampton and Bournemouth game, I think will be really big judges, or big decision makers for managers. I think if he doesn't perform well in these games, I think it is time to sell him, because if you do sell him, you can look into guys like Luis Diaz, Hudson Odoi's been doing really well, Buemo's doing really well, Salah, Cole Palmer, um, Saka, and all those guys. They can really be fundamental. Those are fundamental guys who will pick up points if you do captain them. If you do put them on your starting 11, they will bring you points. And if Haaland's not doing that, it's a difficult decision to make, nevertheless. But if you can afford 5 to 6 of these premium players just because you sell Haaland, who is not in form, not getting the points you need, I think it's the best thing you can do. But that is that type of thing you do in 3 weeks' time. That is not something that I don't think you should do right now, as I think fixtures wise, it does get really difficult after these next 3 games against Southampton, Bournemouth, and Brighton. He has City has Tottenham, Liverpool, Nottingham, Man United coming up, Aston Villa, and then it becomes into an easy break. But then you go right into Chelsea and Arsenal, and then back to Liverpool and back to Tottenham. So it is it is something to look into. So I think these next 2 game weeks, game week 9 and 10, will make that decision. And it's just playing the waiting game, because I don't think you want to be on that end of where he picks up 50 points and you don't have him. And he's not going to pick up 50 points against a team like Tottenham and Liverpool. Liverpool's got Van Dijk. Tottenham's a really stellar team. They've been doing really well this season. So yeah, I think it's just you need to play the waiting game here, and then maybe after these next 3 game weeks, if he's still not in form against Tottenham and Liverpool, it is time to give him the sell. To give him that sell. And who should you look into for buying? You can really make a stacked up team here. If you do sell Haaland, you sell him for 15 million. You get a solid 15 million in the bank again. If you look into my team, I have already an extra about, I believe 3 or 4 million in the bank right now. So, if I do sell Holland, I'll get an extra 20 million, and I can easily afford a guys like Diaz, Salah, Palmer, all these good players who are in form into my team, and 100% they will pick up these points that I need. So, yeah, I think to really sum it up, it's just to let's wait on Holland for a bit. If he's still, still lacking this kind of, lackluster performances where he's picking up less than 10 points. Guys like Liam Delap and Harry Winks, who are really depth players, who you guys like, you have like 4 million in the bank. Okay, let's just pick up these guys, because, you can't really afford anybody, are getting more points than a guy who is premium price. It's concerning. So, yeah, we'll just have to see how he does it against, Southampton and Bournemouth to really make a decision.